Alright, chat, YouTube, it's Mardu Reanimator time. This is a list that Manguchi tried and was pretty happy with, so I wanted to give it a shot as well. For our one drop slot, we got 3 copies of Fatal Push. As a removal spell, we got 4 copies of Thoughtseize as some hand disruption, and we can also Thoughtseize ourselves if we need to. 2 copy of the Bone Zone to get back the Archon, and then give a haste and attack with it immediately. We got 4 copies of Persist to get back the Archon as well. Couple copies of Bitter Reunion to cycle the Archon out of our hand, as well as the FOMO to cycle the Archon out of the hand. Bitter Reunion can give a haste if you sacrifice it for 1 mana. We also have 4 copies of Flage, which we can just discard with any of our discarded enablers, and then haste it back with like Arena of Glory or the Bitter Reunion, and have it still be pretty good. It doesn't work super well with Emperor of Bones, though, because if you put it into play with Emperor of Bones, that sacrifices itself to the escape before you can actually attack with it, so not super great with Emperor of Bones. Got 4 copies of the One Ring because it's a deck in Modern, and this card's still legal, so we're going to play it, of course. Got 4 copies of Overlord of the Balemerc. For 1 of the black impending, we have to mill some cards and then return Emperor Bones from our graveyard to our hand, or Flage if we want to, FOMO. Whatever creature that we mill that's not Archon, we pretty much want to return to our hand all the time. We got 4 copies of Leyline Binding as well as our premier removal spell because we have the Ketria Triumph to splash here. We got Ketria Triumph plus Godless Shrine makes the 1-2 full domain combo, so that's our removal suite. And then, of course, at the top end, we got our Reanimator target, which is Archon. No Ulamogs in this list, we're just going straight Archon. Mana base wise, got 2 Arena of Glories for the Flages and sometimes the Fomos, I guess, if that's relevant. I guess you could also Arena of Glory a hardcast Archon if you ever get to 8 mana as well. We got 4 copies of Arid Mesa, 4 Bloodstained Mire for some fetches. We got 1 Blood Crypt, 1 Elegant Parlor, 1 Godless Shrine, 1 Theater, 1 Sacred Foundry, 1 Shadowy Backstreets for the Shocks slash Surveils. Got a Marsh Flats hiding out over here. Ketria Triumph for the domain as well. And then some basics, 1 Mountain, 1 Plains, 1 Swamp. Sideboard wise, we got a couple copies of Wrath of the Skies for the Boros matchups. We've got 3 copies of Inquisition for when we need more discard against something like Belcher. A couple copies of Pyroclasm for Boros as well. 4 copies of Charm for the Eldrazi decks. 2 Nile Spellbombs for the Graveyard decks. And then 2 Damping Spheres for something like Storm. I'm going to give this a keep. Because I can Surveil on turn 1, and then after I Surveil, I can go FOMO, discard something, draw, and dig a little bit deeper. If I could see Archon in the top like 3 cards, then this hand's cooking. I did. I won the Secret Lair Showdown over the weekend at MagicCon Las Vegas. Oh, cooking. All right, I think they might have Spell Snare, and because I think they might have Spell Snare, we're gonna go with a FOMO. Debate the Spell Snare as opposed to just persisting right now. All right, they didn't have Spell Snare. I could have high rolled this if I felt risky. This might not even be Blue Black Frog. That is Blue Black Frog. Thank you. It was probably the most I will ever win from playing Magic the Gathering, period. So I was pretty pumped about it. I'm gonna bid a reunion here. Oh yeah, so I was thinking about that. So I think in the mirror match with that new build, you probably take out like a couple copies of Discharge, and I think you want to leave the Skyclaves in. So I would just take out a couple copies of Discharge and then a couple copies of Skyclave Apparition, probably. Then you could trim on Ocelot Prides as well if you feel. If you're Mardu against Mardu, I think you should trim the Ocelot Prides. If you're against the Boros Mirror, maybe you want to trim like 1 Ocelot Pride, but I wouldn't trim more than 1 in the Boros Mirror. How good. Your still prediction from last night. That sounds about right. What's up, Bunny? Got the Ketria Triumph. Glory. Let's start with Fatal Push here. I hope so. Let's get God the Shrine. I really don't want to cast Persist. Liege it is, I guess. My Bowmaster's here. Shoots the sheriff. My sheriff. I think the best route be Thoughtseize here. Or second persist. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Grab the FOMO. I'll play the FOMO. Aha, there it is. I freaking knew it. I was trying to bait that spell snare slash counterspell for the longest time. Now if we draw a land, we can go like Escape Flage plus Persist here. We did not. Let's Persist. It's probably going to eat a counterspell here. If it doesn't, we're super far ahead though. Puts one card on top. Sea Spell. They have another counterspell. I think we're just dead. Yeah, the double Hyperspeed Flage. Unearths the frog. Plays an eyeball. If they have one more instant or sorcery in their hand, we're dead. I think I need to draw exactly Persist here. Oh, Leyline Binding. So I can kill the eyeball with the Hasty Flage and then binding the Murktide. No, I can't do that because the swamp. The swamp's gonna kill me. Eyes of Swamp. Alright, this is the last time I'm fetching the swamp. This swamp's terrible. Alright, let's take the Inquisitions. And I think that's it. I don't think I really want the Spell Bombs here. Every time I bring in Spell Bomb against this Murktide deck, it just ends up biting me. Ends up being better as something else. Got two Flage and maybe one Archon. Maybe I should have hard cast that Overlord that one turn. Or I impending it instead. Auto was very patient. They knew that they just needed to counter persist, and that was about it. Keep this hand. Mr. Rave, thank you for the 31 mods. I'm gonna leave that on top. Hi, Mr. Rib. Thanks for hanging. They 100% have spell snare. They always do. It's one of the universal truths in life is that the frog type player does have spell snare. I could return Flage. I guess I'm gonna return the Flage because I'm probably just gonna discard it the FOMO anyways. I'll shock hold up Fatal Push, I guess. I don't know if it actually stops a frog on 2 here, because I mean, if I Flash it, they're probably just happy to discard 2 cards, right? Pushy. Dies of Oculus. This is a weird spot. I think I Fatal Push plus a 2-drop here. The Bone Zone. 11 Schmeckles. That's a lot of Schmeckles. Our Oculus. Murky Titan. Alright. Blaze is probably biting a counterspell instantly. Yep. I'm growing the Murktide here, which is like not ideal. But I think taking future instants and sorceries out of the graveyard after I'm binding this is probably gonna be for the best. That's probably a fetch line, I guess, at this point. I'm happy to trade this. Unless they flip it and it's like another eyeball. Oh my god, I flipped it as another eyeball. I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna throw up. Everything that could have gone wrong this game has gone wrong. Oh, that's not good. I guess I'm gonna take Emperor Bones. I don't even know what I can draw at this point that's gonna help me. Like, these rings are only doing so much. At least they don't have black mana, I guess. I don't have any mana. Oops, all one-landers. Alright, I guess we're keeping this. I don't really want the One Ring. Tap Spy Master's Vault. I'd like to draw a land here. That'd be cool. Oh, we did draw a land. I think I'm just discarding Archon. No, actually, I think I'm discarding Flash here. I think Flash is probably a little bit better of a discard. I could crack this Bitter Reunion and attack with a FOMO. Only 4 points of damage, though. I get cracked on the way back for 4. I'll block. Saves me a point of life. Alright, we hit Delirium. So now if I hit land here, we can attack twice with this Archon. Gasoline. Alright, I make Archon and I attack twice with this Archon. I do Velk. Give it the Prime. No! Hater. Oh. I like that Emperor Bones triggers twice with FOMO. It's kind of cool. I didn't even think about that. Oh, I can go FOMO, discard Archon, plus persist Archon. If I hit a land within those draws, then I can also crack the Bitter Reunion and give a haste. This is assuming I'm not just dead. Okay, doesn't look like I'm dead yet. Yep, Nightmare. I did draw a land. Alright, so we can haste. Oh, I guess this is going to give all my creatures haste. I get to attack with this FOMO, untap this, attack with this FOMO, untap this, and I get 3 swings with the Archon. That's pretty sweet. Alright, now Spell Bomb, Inquisition. What are we cutting in this matchup? Maybe an Overlord, maybe some Leyline Bindings. It's got 2 Overlords, 2 Leyline Bindings, and a Flage. It's not too bad. Doesn't have any graveyard hate in it, but I think it's probably fine to keep this in. I imagine they're gonna have graveyard hate post board as well. I actually don't mind persisting that on turn 2. I wonder if they're playing Surgical Extraction. I guess it's something to keep in mind at least. No, I don't think Damping Sphere is worth it in this matchup because it doesn't really do anything most of the time. It's not like stopping them from just like attacking you over and over either. It's not keeping their board state under control, so I don't think it's good enough. Many cards in my hand. Many, many, many cards. Alright, that's dead. I'm gonna flage that. I guess I could also FOMO Fatal Push. Might be better. I got Bitter Reunion Fatal Push also. Also just wondering if they have Flare here. What you got, opponent? You got the Flare? It'd be kind of unfortunate if they did have the Flare here. Attack the Gravecrawler, kill this. I'll start by attacking. Alright, I think I'm happy just to flage this Warren Soul Trader. He lost this Overlord. This Overlord's actually not too bad. I was a little bit skeptical of it at first, but I think it's decent. I need another white source to get this Flage back also. So we're not escaping the Flage with the Ring of Glory anytime soon. It's a classic Flage in our 3-color deck moment. Are there any good Planeswalkers to return with the Overlord? Probably not, right? I don't think there are many good many good Planeswalkers in Modern right now that aren't named like a Johnny, which is just a creature on the front side anyways. Right at 6 at its day. Could play a Boros Filter land. Problem is Boros Filter lands are like really bad with Arena of Glory because they're not mountains. So you have to kind of minimize the amount of non-mountains you play when playing a card like Arena of Glory. One day you'll understand, Siebes. Or Ren and 6 ain't what it used to be. Playing Leyline Binding. Gonna kill both their threats right now. Send it with the homie. Bring back Emperor Bones. Scoop. Alright, maybe we are the better Reanimator deck compared to that deck anyways. Seems like we're definitely worse than Blue Black Frog. Hey, Kedria Triumph. I don't have Fatal Push mana. We're seeing if this is better or worse than Goryo's. This deck has a better mid-range game plan than Goryo's, but it's not as fast or impactful as Goryo's, right? I'll go FOMO, discard the Archon. Oh, Shadowy Backstreets, that's not too bad. Kinda wish it was a Godless Shrine, but that's okay. More mana on turn 2. I'm gonna bin the Flage, then I'm gonna discard Fatal Push. I think they probably have Kozilek's Return. Or sorry, Kozilek's Command. Ooh, our hand is terrible. Oh, they didn't Kozilek's Command me. Mayhaps they don't have it. Oh, And then we bonk again. It's a lot of damage. It was 8 damage. It's always important to attack with one FOMO at a time here. Alright, what giant Eldrazi do we get? Just a Devour. If I Leyline Binding this Devourer... No, attacking with one is more damage. If you attack with both, then you don't get the extra untap. I guess there. Actually, wait, 2... Oh yeah, I guess it's the same amount of damage, right? Unless you have something else to attack with. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% correct. You have to have something else to attack with, then it's more damage, right? Because you want to untap the thing that you're... The other thing that you're attacking with twice. Yeah. This would have been 8 damage if I attacked with both here. So it didn't matter, I guess, in this spot. It's just a good habit to get into, I'd say. You're never going to lose damage by attacking with one at a time. Honk. Oh, I didn't know this was a full art version. It's kind of a cool full art version. That thing looks dope. Computer enhance. Alright, we won. Yay. You hit him with the oops. Did I do that? I don't think I want Damping Sphere here, but I will take the Charm Oz. I'm also not convinced that Inquisition's all that good against them unless we have a lot to side out. I don't think we have enough to side out to bring in the Inquisitions here, so I'll just submit like that with the Charm Oz. With the Machas. I think it stands okay. Kind of hate this Triumph in this particular hand, but we'll see if it ends up hurting us a lot. Might have to Thoughtseize them. Kithkin are back. Kithkin spells and soldier spells cost 1 less to cast. Alright, double Kozilek's command, World Breaker. Guess we take a Cozy Command. Cozy Command's so good against us. Oops. Missing my dex check on these. Let's see if they want to Kozilek's command, eat my graveyard. I think they probably should eat my graveyard here. One top, 2 bottom. Am I getting Stone Reindeer? Probably. Take out the FOMO. Alright, they're gonna exile the FOMO. I think we just persist the Overlord here. Hit Flage, and that's it. I don't think I want to return the Flage. I think I'd rather have the Flage in the graveyard. I'll play the last card's not anything crazy. A Rumble. Alright, well, they did Rumble into Big Emrakul. Or a Ring. I think they probably take a Ring here. But who knows? I hope they take a Ring, so that way I can Emperor Bone steal their 13-mana Emrakul. They did choose a Ring. Alright. That Emrakul is my Emrakul. Alright, so let's Bone Zone. Take the Emrakul. Gratuitous Violence is about to become modern legal. What's that card do? If a creature you control would deal damage to a creature or player, deals double that damage to that creature or player instead, and it's a 5 mana enchantment. Oh boy. Isn't there that red 5 mana enchantment from, was it Born of the Gods, that does like the same thing? Is how you Mardu? Yeah, Boys and Thoughtseizes, and yep, that's how you Mardu. You're doing it right, bunny. Charmaw's a little late to the party here. It was like Battle of the Twin Gods. Dictate of the Twin Gods. If a source would deal damage to a player, deals double that damage instead. Yeah, it is for all. It's not one-sided. Don't kill me with a one-ring opponent. I'm too young. Don't do it. Have a heart. I think the one ring is gone. I think that's probably going to be it. I'm going to see how good energy is afterwards, and if energy's still too good, then Johnny's probably gone after that. Or Guide of Souls, maybe. I don't know. I think energy's not going to be that good after the ring gets banned. It'll still be good, but it won't be unbeatable. My god, Lushrun. Alright, Emrakul. Come on down. Held all of my one rings. Every single one ring. Alright, they're at 10 with an empty board. Returns Emrakul. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 5. Alright, so if I cast Emrakul, are we in trouble? Maybe. Fetch Shock. Flage Me. I guess Flage Me doesn't actually deal me damage, right? I think we might be okay here, despite everything. I think the best they can do is go Fetch Shock, kill Charma, Thoughtseize. Uh-oh. Almost dead. Almost. If this Flage didn't gain me life, I'd be dead right now. I'm saying I'm not a financial advisor and you do what you think is best, but I would not hold on to rings if you don't have a tournament coming up that requires you to play the one rings. I don't think I've ever beaten it through the MH3. I still don't know if I'm beating it, to be fair. Go to 2. I don't think this is gonna kill me. I don't think it will. But it's gonna check to see if I'm dead during state-based effects. So I went to -1 and I went back up to 2 before state-based effects could check because the ability wasn't done resolving. They could eat the Flage out of my graveyard though. I mean, kill my Overlord. Oh, they're going with the Charma. I think I should go with the Overlord. Overlord is more of a threat here because the Overlord could find me a Flage. All right, goes to the Bones. So we got to find a Flage in the next few draws here. That works too, right? Hasty Charm should get the job done. And they didn't crack the Reunion for some reason. Scoop. I see you. And I appreciate you. Alright, I'll keep this. Put back an Archon. Hope to draw some sort of looter here. Botanical Sanctum. Scales. What now? What year is it? Patchy. Welding Jar. That's a big Patchy. No baddie thing for the Prime. We got a Sharer. Let's go. Thank you, I appreciate it. Another Persist. No. Overlord of the Baelmerk. I might be better off just trying to Leyline Binding this Harden scale so I don't die. Although I could try to high roll the Baelmerk. Nah, I think I'm just gonna Leyline Binding the scales. Oh no, I already sold the Dark Writ. It's already gone. It didn't leave the venue with me. I have no use for that Dark Ritual, especially since it's foil on top of that. I'm sure it's already starting to Pringle. I'm keeping the big one though for a stream prop. This Fatal Push should be pretty good on patch. Oh, I guess not because they have the welding jars, but at least they'll fog for a turn. If I play the Murktide, I will not play the Murktide either. I have some non-foil signed Murktides that I'd rather play if I am going to play Murktide. I just don't like foils. I think magic foils have such bad quality control that I wish to own no magic foils anymore. I sold the TOA for 50k. Alright, I guess we're Fatal Pushing here, and then they're going to regen it. Once I hit land number 4, then I can go like Overlord plus try to persist something. See, that's not even my favorite Dark Ritual. I own these Dark Rituals for Legacy. Oh, there goes that dream of persisting. I own the Mercadian Mask ones. I love the Mercadian Mask Dark Rituals. I kind of want the Future Sight border ones, but I'm not sure if Old Border or Future Sight's better. And Rebecca goes crazy with those arts. Mask foils. Aren't mask foils like hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yeah, I just started getting into Legacy and paper. Okay, no, nope, my mana's too bad to go Thoughtseize plus Persist, plus they have the Soul Cauldron anyways. I'll push this again. That one's okay. I don't mind the Mystical Archives Japanese one. I think these ones look really nice. But I'm not sure they're better than the old border ones at that. I do like that Dark Ritual as well. Modern Red Prison's very strong right now. Favorite Thoughtseize? Ooh, that's a tough one. I guess it depends on if we're basing it off of art alone or if we're basing it off of art plus border. Art alone, probably the Junji Ito ones. Art plus border, probably old border Lorwyn. I think there's a black source here. Let's get the theater then. I need an Arena of Glory. I don't know. Full art cards have been like less appealing to me recently. I've been digging the old border cards more. I also really like this Thoughtseize because this Thoughtseize just is nostalgic for me because this is pretty much the set where I started playing Magic. It was like one set after I started. Also, Lucas just did a great job on this as well. Alright, we can't beat the Soul Cauldron, so we'll go ahead and scoop. Oh yeah, no, I got a Doctor Strange counterspell for going to MagicCon. It was like the rewards for just showing up. I think the Doctor Strange counterspell goes absolutely crazy, but I really wish it was non-foil. By the hosts of Hagath, I deny you. I think this counterspell looks fantastic, though. Big fan. Mask foil dark riches or dark rituals are 330. Sheesh. Sounds about right. I still think that might be cheaper than the future sight foil ones. I Screen Wrath disguise against scales, and also I think I want Inquisition against scales. I don't want Thoughtseize. Here, go down to Bones. I doing, Loquacious? By the power of surveillance, I keep this in. I really like Doctor Strange. Yeah, they were selling for like one. Well, you could buy them for 150 a piece at the venue. They were selling for about 100. I traded mine to Will Hall to help him get closer to his basic island to Black Lotus goal. Yeah, I imagine once people get back from the weekend and start listing them, the price is going to drop significantly. It's a very cool counterspell, though. When it's passing the turn, so bold. Do I want this Flage back? I don't think so, and I can't take the other Overlord back either, so I'm just gonna leave it in the graveyard. I didn't fetch this basic swamp. Or, sorry, I didn't even fetch the basic swamp. If I don't have this basic swamp, then I could escape Flage with haste next turn. However, that is not the life we lead. Yeah, I believe he's doing it for charity as well. Let's persist this. Yo, Florent. Thank you for the 14 mods. Let's resubmit here. I could bring in Charmos, maybe. I appreciate you, Florent. Welcome back for the 14 months. Yeah, this mana base is something else. Basic Swamp not being able to escape Flage ever is pain. I also need to aggressively fetch double white Post board for this Wrath of the Skies. Wish I had Wear Tear in the sideboard for this matchup in particular. I don't think Wear Tear is that good overall. Yeah, this is Mangu's list. Or the list that Mangu played. I don't know if Mangu actually made it. I don't think he did. When it goes turn 1, pass. What if they Veil Summer? What's up, Secret Fate? Good afternoon. Apache, Welding Jar, Inkmoth Saga. Let's take the Apache. Kind of wish I could take the Saga, but obviously cannot. Apache's so much harder to kill with a Welding Jar. I could have taken the Welding Jar, waited until I hit third land, and then push it. Doesn't seem great. I'm gonna upkeep push the Ravager here. Make me use the Welding Jar. The unfortunate part about this is they play land and then they can make a construct and move the counter over when I flage this. Or they could just like sacrifice it. Oh, they are gonna sacrifice it and move the counter over. Alright, wrap this guy's off the top one time. One time for the one time. Alright, we'll leave that on top. That one seems pretty good. Got white white already. Let me just get a Mountaineer. Makes the construct, sacrifices, move the counter over. I gotta beat a couple of constructs. They could also have graveyard hate that they get off the saga. Get rid of my Flage. Maybe like a Soul Guide Lantern, Ghost Vacuum. Maybe I should have been this Arena of Glory because of the potential graveyard hate here. Ah, Tormod's Script. So leave, yeah, let's leave Black White open. And discard the Sacred Foundry. Saline Binding is too expensive. I'm taking up to 9 damage this turn from these. I need to chump. See what they do here. See if they want to animate this when they attack. We're not in a great spot though. Maybe if we had Ketria try them out right now. These Leyline Bindings have been really, really bad, I think. Making the mana base a lot more inconsistent than it needs to be. Like, you're already a 4-color deck, or you're already a 3-color deck. You're trying to be like a 4 or 5-color deck now. That's unfortunate. So this could be 6, 11, 12. So I have to actually jump here. Otherwise, I'm just dead. I am losing the scales. Emery. And Ballista. Alright, we're dead. Rip the dream. Prediction time. There's a lack of believers out there. We're gonna keep. We're not gonna gain any new believers, but we're gonna keep. There are a lot of graveyard strategies right now, with Frog being like one of the premier decks in the format. Makes playing other graveyard strategies like this a lot more difficult. 'Cause people just come prepared with the graveyard hate. And I don't have black mana yet. Spell Snare. You think Unholy Annex is playable in Modern? Let me read. Unholy Annex Ritual Chamber. This card's sideways. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Otherwise, you lose 2 life. So, like a Phyrexian Arena. I'm not sure it's good enough for Modern. I don't think the Phyrexian Arena effects are good enough for Modern in general anymore. Unless there's like a Premier Demons deck, which there currently isn't. I need black mana. More Flage. More Flage, more Thoughtseize. None black mana. Holy schmoly. I'd be surprised if they just escape Flage here. My card. Thanks, Big Cat. I appreciate it. All right, black spell count 4. Black mana count 0. Yeah, I literally can't deliver the Archon. Annex into Chameleon Colossus. That's 2 whole life a turn. If this were a Blood Crypt, we would have won this game a while ago. Instead, despair. Man, I just want black mana. There's a lot of good sideboard cards from Duskmourn that are good in Modern, like Untimely Malfunction or Exercise. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. How many black sources are in this deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 9 fetches. So 14 total. Yeah, now in Holy Annex in a Kalia deck. That probably goes crazy. I think we just not need. I think we need to not play Leyline Binding at all. I don't think Leyline Binding is good enough to warrant absolutely ruining your mana base and not being able to cast the rest of your spells. I already think the 3-color mana bases are not good right now. And when you try to add like a Triome to facilitate Leyline Binding, you turn a bad mana base worse. What's going on here, Moto? Moto needed a small break. That deck was pretty bad. Again, because of the mana base. Because you're trying to play Urza Saga in your 3-color deck. If you weren't trying to play Urza Saga in your 3-color deck, I think the deck gets a lot better. I get Godless Shrine. It's gonna get Blood Crypt also. Counterspell, Solitude Teferi. I'll take the counterspell. Fairy's kind of an issue too. Alright, which tap land do we want to play? I think Elegant Parlor. haven't played against energy. I don't play against much energy in leagues anymore. I think I play against a lot of Murktide in leagues instead. I've been snared. Dayline binding. This should probably let on Thoughtseize. I leave him with Solitude. How big of a threat Solitude is at the moment. If I just draw 4th land for this ring, then we should begin the clear. Yeah, the format is like 30% energy right now. Well, I've been punished for my hubris of not Thoughtseizing myself. Yeah, I'm entitled, and I think I should be able to cast the spells that are in my deck. That doesn't appear to be the case. Some of these decks do be having like the worst mana base I've ever seen, though. The One Ring? No, no. No, the One Ring. Oh, it's Escaping Flage. I once again don't even have double black here, so if I draw Thoughtseize. Oh, I didn't draw Thoughtseize anyways. Counterspell decks seem like they are tough for this deck to beat. Alright, we're dead. Ripperoni. Oh boy, the mana base was real bad. Yeah, you need to be able to like draw your 4th land. I think 21 in a 4-ring deck is really greedy, let alone playing the Triumph for the Leyline Binding on top of that. Like, if you're playing 4 rings, I think you need to be on at least 23 lands. But yeah, I would shave the bindings and I would go up some lands and probably play a couple copies of Prismatic Ending minimum if you're going to play 4 rings. You just need to. I would also probably just max out on Fatal Push before playing the first Pending. Emperor of Bones is also pretty bad. I don't think I'd play Emperor of Bones. I didn't feel like I wanted more looter effects, so maybe you play like Fable, but Fable's a little slow right now. Either way, I think this deck was a little bit misbuilt and could probably do a lot better in a different configuration. Anywho, let's move on to our next deck, which is Yggdrasil Breach.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.